again, this is the Nancy Drew crew against Endgame. Yeah, yeah. So, because I'm notorious for forgetting the team names and saying the wrong ones about 600 times a match, but it's okay. I think this is fine. But we are now in this champ select, and we do see the Anivia, who I think we did see Froggen on that actually. I think last week, where he popped off really hard and was able to actually just completely shut down a couple of champions. So I'm not surprised to see an Anivia ban at this point. The Aphelios ban, a pretty standard ban across the board. We usually see, as far as AD carries go, with Aphelios, Caitlyn, Kaisa. Let's see if we get to those bans today, hopefully. Because I like to see the other AD carries. But Houses Are on Sale did prove that he is a pretty proficient Vayne player, so I'm not surprised to see that either. But
that pike ban for Joe.
As expected, Joe's pike is a scary thing that we've seen multiple times. See him pop off with multiple times this split, and even I don't know how he does it really, because I tried to pick up pike over the past like 2 weeks. Obviously not playing consistently enough, but still, like even trying to pick him up as a diamond support, like it was not easy for me to do so, and I'm still like kind of trash at the champion, to be honest with you. But we see the Vladimir ban. After seeing last game, I'm not surprised about that either. And an Aurelion Soul ban, I don't think we've seen Aurelion Soul. I don't think so. I'm not sure, but he's been sleeper OP for a while, so I'm not. It's just new. It's new to me. Caitlyn, the first of the 80 carriers to get through. The other one, hopefully, or probably, will be Kaisa. We'll see. Because again, we do see those champions out there a lot, did not? I'd also like to point out again, if you are just tuning in, that Feral Hobbs has been out for a couple weeks, so it is nice to see him back here in the 80 carry role and also playing that Caitlyn. But we do see the Jinx pick to go along with it, who historically does relatively well into Caitlyn. But we'll see how these support picks go to determine whether these lanes will be good, because as we should know, supports dictate the lane. And I suppose junglers as well. But Skarner coming out possibly as the jungler. Most likely for the jungle, because I've seen plenty of Skarner top, so like I wouldn't be surprised if the Nancy Drew crew tosses that Skarner into the top lane. Swagger Juwani ready to come out here with, I think the buffs went through on her this patch, so she's definitely, I feel, when she's strong, she's broken, but when she's not, she's just mediocre. And I feel like Riot might have done it right this time, where she's not really either. I don't know if you agree with me, Ginger.
I actually haven't read the patch notes recently, so I'm not sure what they changed on her.
They changed her attack speed, but they also, they buffed her attack speed, and then they also kind of mini-nerfed her by having her passive fall off on small jungle camps now, on the small jungle minions as well, so like the small raptors, the small wolves, the small krugs. Like, her passive doesn't come back for those, which means she'll be taking a little bit more damage, but it's compensated by the attack speed nerf.
Right, okay.
I mean, attack speed buff. But Joe, possibly on the Soraka again. Soraka top has been confirmed to be the most broken thing in the game right now, so it could be either top lane or support, but we do see Froggen on Yasuo, which I don't think we've seen just yet. Victor ban coming out. There are mid laner on the side of endgame. And we have seen, the last time we saw Bo's Victor, that was pretty scary to watch too, because he kind of steamrolled over the game, over the late game with it. It was also the only pentakill of the season. You see King George, hopefully everything is going okay, had a bit of an emergency, which is why he's not playing for the Nancy Drew crew today. Give him our best. Whenever you see set ban coming out, because there are possibly top and mid, there's a lot of flex here, where top and mid are still open for endgame, as well as support and top lane for the side of Nancy Drew crew. Leona, my champion, is getting no love, or possibly getting too much love to be banned. What are you thinking about this draft so far, Ginger?
It's definitely, it can go both ways. It's gonna be very interesting to see what House's picks here. Oh, we'll see a Mordekaiser, the top lane. Feral Hogs hovering that Rumble too.
Locking that in. Rumble can be played top or mid, so we don't know which way it'll go until after this pick here that Joe will finish off their team with. But Joe is holding on to the barrier summoner spell, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be a Soraka support, which means that we'll see a mid laner, most likely. No.
Scion.
We see Scion. Now, Gawa's Scion has been a problem for teams in this during this split. Hold on, and the anti-fun champion Morgana to round out their team comp. So it seems as though CCO is taking possibly taking that Yasuo into top lane, but we'll see once all the shifting around is done. But it seems as though it will be the Yasuo top lane into Scion, and Rumble mid into Mordekaiser. But we have junglers on Sejuani Skarner, AD carries on Caitlyn Jinx, and then Soraka Morgana. Although I'm a support main, I'm not too familiar with the Soraka Morgana matchup. I don't know how that ends up working. Obviously, if Morgana lands a bind, it's pretty much a kill, but with Jinx, I don't know if that will be the case. And there's not really any use for Soraka's Silence except to prevent the spell shield from Morgana.
For sure.
But
then again, it's that spell shield not having much CC in that bot lane to do much against, so it'll be something.
I'm going to point more attention up to the top lane, where Little Gawa and CCO are going to be, because that seems to always be a hotly contested spot when for endgame. If endgame is always out here, really putting focus onto Gawa, because when he's on that Scion, when he's on that Yorick, he's always a huge split push potential and able to make really big teleport plays as well as ultimate plays when he's on the Scion. Once again, talking about the standings, which are now visible on screen, these two teams are fighting for the second place seed, which Endgame and Nancy Drew Crew. If Nancy Drew Crew wins this game, they will be able to, I guess, tie it up, because I don't know where the half points are, but yeah, because of the exhibition games and the half points, it's a little difficult, but it's okay. Where the spot for fourth place is also still up for grabs between Martin Trabello, the Third Fan Club, and Threatlove of Midnight. So the only yeah, these are all the standings before today's matches. So none of today's matches are on this. And looking back into the chat, I actually didn't see anybody answering my question about where they think they would be if they were a if they lived in Runeterra. But hopefully we answer it this time. With 45 seconds left on the spectator delay, once again want to give a little shout out to the viewers. We wouldn't be here without you guys, and becoming affiliate a couple weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, has really boosted our everything around here so far, and it's only going to improve from here. Thank you all for tuning in, and if you think somebody would enjoy the stream, would enjoy watching us and these games, feel free to send them a like and have them drop a follow as well. We would really appreciate it. Jinja, if you were a betting man, where's your money this game?
I think my money's definitely on endgame
I don't
here.
know, I'm streaming. I'm casting right now. I'll take a look when I'm done with this.
Yeah, I honestly think endgame's like team fight potential here is huge. They have very engage heavy with that Sejuani ult and the Scion ulting, and then just Rumble being able to isolate a lot of people with his ult. It's gonna be very interesting to see what kind of wombos that they can pull off.
I think the pick potential here is also to be on the side of Nancy Drew is not to be slept on, really. So my money is on the Nancy Drew because I've seen time and time again, both times that I picked I chose the pick team to put my money on, I've won it. So let's do it again.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Third time, definitely a charm. So we'll see between the Morgana, the Mordekaiser being able to ult somebody away, the Skarner able to pull somebody back and bring them into the team, and the Yasuo who can just actually synergize with the Skarner pretty well because his ultimate, I believe, counts as a knockup as well for him. But if not, the Mordekaiser Death Grasp definitely does. Not an easy one to hit, but it's one that they can definitely work with. But as far as interesting rune choices go, I think the only one here for me is the phase rush on Mordekaiser. Because without Conqueror, he doesn't have the stack ability, the AP stacking for Conquer, and the straight up healing for team fights. So, and not even running precision secondary means he's not going to have either the tenacity, the extra tenacity, as well as the triumph. Even though I personally opt for last stand and then third tree as well, it's not having precision is going to be interesting. Yeah. Barrier Soraka means no ignite, no exhaust here in the spot lane. But Morgana landing a bind definitely spells trouble, if not death, for whoever it is, with the synergy between the Morgana bind plus the Jinx traps. But we are underway now with this game. I feel like every team in this league at this point just hears me and just says, hey, we're not going to 5-point start this game.
Instead, we're going to be seeing maybe an invade.
Bo does spot them out, so he should have been able to see. I don't know if officially if he was able to see Endangered walk into that bush. But they definitely see them now. able to just walk in and take the 15 gold for free, taking that damage from Caitlyn's Peacemaker. Meanwhile, Endgame not even looking towards that. Just here on the red side. On the red side, on the red buff to steal away. I don't know why my brain just like stopped. CCO spotting them out, and Emo as well as Froggen are here to try and like take it, but it seems as though Slamuel will be able to walk away from that. Plenty of CC there. Nothing to stick to them with, which means it's a lot of wasted time since no kills were traded.
Yeah, and that's a lot of wasted time for endangered Emo, especially. Not able to get that buff there.
He will not have a leash for the blue buff either.
Yeah.
Putting Slamuel in a great position. I guess we'll be able to see right here whether or not the Sejuani passive was changed, or changes went through yet. When she goes for maybe these Raptors. Nope, just gonna go buff to buff. Triple buff. Pretty standard across every single lane so far. Morgana is dropping tainted soils everywhere. Tormented soils. And Joe is trying to poke him out with ease. With Equinoxes left and right. CS is definitely heavily in favor of the Feral Hogs currently, already showing why he is one of the best AD carries in the league. And Gala with a massive wave in front of his tower, allowing PCO to just walk around and hopefully place vision or take an take a minion.
Yeah, we see Bo walking down.
The Q landed, but unable to catch him out. All 4 members are now in the river and walking away. Angel Lloyd not getting caught out here by any. Fine, not available for 7 more seconds, but the bot side crab will go over to Slamuel, and it seems as though there is quite a difference so far, about a 300 gold difference in the junglers. Gawa and Fog and Hogs were taken pretty low, but everybody is pretty low, but it doesn't matter since Joe is able to heal him right back up.
Now House is being taken down very low, being forced to go and do a recall maybe?
Again, very short, very small CS differences except in the AD carries, and the jungle. And the vision, there is no vision really on the map at all except for that ward on the bot side river, and on both sides of the river and the scuttle crabs. But there are pings thrown at this dragon, so it's completely possible that Emo might just go for it here. So can we get some NDCs or some ENDs in chat to see who's going to win this game? I want to see what the chat thinks of who's winning this game. Although there is a dragon fight going out and
Emo
teleport coming out from CCO.
Right early.
As well as Frog, and it was a double TP.
Oh, double TP.
Which means all 5 members are here. for that first dragon.
So we do see 1 vote for NDC and 1 vote for N.
Bo was able to take down CCO, who decided to take a lot of damage.
Another NDC in the chat, so NDC has 2 votes now, with 1 for N.
I mean, if you count mine, which is not in there, because, you know, I'm casting, so you guys all know, that would make it 3 to 2, I guess. I don't know. I can't do math anymore. That kill did go over to CCO, so he was able to make up the gold difference between them from losing a wave or 2 of CS in the top lane. Trogan and Emo are here in the top on the top side of the jungle.
Seems like they're just really trying to get those scuttles.
Slamuel looking around for his camps, not really sure what the pathing is. Joe is a little bit low.
Joe's very low. Angelo.
Landing a Q or 2 will fix it, but he's got to land them. Emo starting up this Herald, having an afterpath up here, and Frogan also here to assist with it. No vision on it at all on the side of endgame, so it's as though that might go over for free. But
CCO using that ult
here. And it seems as though endgame actually is able to steal away that Rift Herald at the cost of Slamuel's life. Emo also going down, but it seems as Bo is also going to be taken down by Frogan in a 2-for-1 on the side of endgame, as well as picking up that Rift Herald.
Yeah, that definitely
Huge
just
win
goes
for
to
them.
show how strong Rumble is with that ult. Oh, popping that Rift Herald immediately in the mid lane.
CCO looking towards Gawa to see if he can pick up a kill here. Is unable to land the tornado, but there's another one coming right back up just to clear the wave. Gawa will pick this up.
See another vote for End. I think that equalizes the votes now.
Feral Hogs being forced to flash away from the heavy trading that was done, and the Mega Death Rocket scaring him out of a flash. CCO walking into this topside jungle, looking for something to take, steps on a pink ward and finds it, and will choose to leave afterwards. A bot lane seems to be coming in. It's seeing with Dragon coming in about 40 seconds out.
So we do see Emo on this scuttle, trying to really prep for this Dragon, it seems like.
As far as team comp goes, I do feel like Endgame's team comp is a little bit better for the mid to late game. So I would really like for Nancy Drew to speed up the pace of this game, but it's currently in control by Endgame, especially after that Rift Herald. Endgame is positioned around the dragon and ready for it, with both mid laners not or starting to walk down.
We do see Slamuel starting that dragon.
Froggen is
already
there, and
half
Froggen
HP.
immediately ults, but Bo just meltating Froggen in his ultimate
TP
too.
3-man ult.
TP'd in a 3-man ult, and it seems as though Angeloid will be going down. CCO is here and is trying to 1v4 this so far without the help of his remaining 2 teammates. But Jinx is shooting rockets from the back, the ultimate comes out, but it doesn't look like it's nearly enough damage, and Houses doesn't have enough damage either to put a dent into these tanks. More plates going over in the mid lane, but they actually might just get this tower where Little God was demolished proc here. They're going for it. The next wave comes in. Gawa is tanking the tower. And Gawa actually takes the turret gold as well. But that is the first tower going towards the side of endgame, so it is a difficult one to talk about. But CCO is going to be able to pick up 2 plates here to compensate a little bit. TP. CCO TP'd up to the top lane to catch it, and it might be able to get another plate as well. Not the case. Slamuel is here to catch the wave. Despite the only 2 deaths on endgame being on Slamuel, Slamuel is still ahead of Emo by about 1,000 gold and 30 CS and 2 assists. So Gawa is here and is found by CCO. CCO using the last breath. Emo is here as well as Samuel, so this might turn into a good fight. Maybe. Their focus is turning towards a TP
they
burn
will
from
Gawa
Froggen. But Gawa is already here with the ultimate. The equalizer decimating all 3 champions here. Bo just proving once again how strong he is of a player. Just being able to properly coordinate and know when, just reading the movements of Nancy Drew Crew over and over again to counter each and every one of Froggen's plays.
Definitely, these counter rotates by endgame are just very well played, very well thought out. They seem to have really solid communication between each teammates. And they are able to secure that second tower in the top lane.
And there is about another 30 seconds on that Rift Herald. And I think endgame might regroup and come back up to this top side just to get it. While Pharaoh Hog's able to put down a little bit of damage, taking a tower shot. This is the second seed match right here, so might want to speed this game up a little bit, because I really want to see Nancy Drew Crew come out on top here and take the second place.
So we do see CCO rotating down bot.
Able to take a crab, using the wind wall to keep Angeloid alive. CCO finding out Gawa, but just sliding through him. No problem. Bo is here on the side, just chunking out, and Emo, who gets ulted by Feral Hogs, and he's just going to continue running down Angeloid, who probably should have been gone by now, but CCO was there and unable to walk away from that as well. Yep. And Froggen is there and trying to get something done, but he just does not have the damage. Endgame's commanding lead is being transitioned very, very hard at the 16-minute mark, and they might come here and be able to take down the second tower with Gawa God was demolished, Proc.
For sure, and we also see Slamiel just taking down that rift as well, while his team is doing mid tower. Very well,
Soul
just objective
Furnace.
control all around.
And Gawa's Soul Furnace, the passive on his W that gives him extra health, is already at 500 health.
So we do see the end game rotating that down to that dragon now that's coming up. Seems like Nancy Druku is not going to be able to counter this with Endangered going up top lane.
And Endgame now with the Rift Child threat, if they win a fight, is really going to seal the game away. Nancy Druku is once again missing a couple members like King George today, so it might not be their best performance, but it is still a fighting chance that they have up despite the 6,000 gold difference. Froggen, despite being down 5 kills, is still almost on par with Gawa's CS. And the CS leads are actually all in favor of Nancy Druku with the exception of Slamuel. Joe is not bot currently, leaving Feral Hogs by himself to defend this tower. So it might be interesting to see how that works out. The Zap
Definitely.
landing, which means that the bind almost landing because of it, forced to net away, and able to clear the wave, which gives Joe more than enough time to get here. Some heavy trading going on, able to get this on Angeloid. But mid lane, Bo just poking out CCO, able to put down a good chunk of damage on him as well. Slamuel here ready to look for the dive, actually popping the Rift Herald to do so. Would not be surprised. The Redemption popped out there. Angeloid going down well before the Redemption's even able to land, standing on a trap. And houses on sale. Getting caught out here with the slow, double slowed again by houses by Slamuel, excuse me. Rift Herald going to slam into the second tower. And promptly dies there. But with the wave here and 3 members of Endgame on this tower, this second tier top bot tower will be going down. And it seems as though their attention will be turned into the mid lane, where they are catching out Emo, which seems like the play here. They're still going for it. Yep, definitely going to take down Emo here and look towards both of these bot and mid towers, while CCO not here to help defend. Demolish procced into the mid lane.
For sure, and it's just doing so good with their rotations, with that sending Little Gawa up top lane and then forcing CCO to react to that, being able to just
ulting the Soraka out of the fight, being able to take it down. Angeloid being traded right back, but the equalizer is just way too strong, and a very nice glacial prison from Slamuel. And Jesus,
wow, what a fight!
Almost getting aced. Pretty much getting aced, seeing as how Endangered Emo was not in that fight at all from being dead previously. Will transition into a bot inhibitor, only trading the life of Joe because Froggen decided to ult Joe. I don't know if ulting the Soraka was the move there, but taking her out definitely reduced their survivability. Bo up here, looking towards this to get vision here up near this Baron for his team, who still needs to back.
Feeling that red CCO does not know that Joe is here. Getting that kill. Yeah, Bo
Bo,
just has so much power with that 2-item Leandres and Rylai's. It's just so strong on
not to
Rumble.
mention also having the Oblivion Orb for the extra magic penetration, just with no magic resist on the side of Nancy Drew Crew, it just makes it absurdly easy just to shred anybody he comes into contact with.
Definitely.
Because that is a solid 36 magic pen.
So we do see N going for that Dragon, just starting it right away.
There's 33 magic pen, sorry, but yeah, it looks like the dragon will, not looks like, the dragon definitely will be going to endgame. As
That
they
is a very
turn their eyes
big,
to the Baron.
yeah, very big Dragon for endgame, being able to reduce those cooldowns.
Next dragon will be the soul if endgame is able to pick it up.
So we do
And with the
see
super
endgame
minions
just
pushing,
going for that Baron right away.
with the super minions needing to be dealt with by Nancy Drew Crew in the bot lane, they really can't send too much up, or send enough up to stop the Baron from endgame. But they definitely know that they're on it now and are making headway over to it. Almost able to be taken by the Super Mega Death Rocket coming from Jinx. Plenty of ward coverage on that top side as well. On that top and near the mid lane. But it seems as though Gabo will be up here in the top lane, immediately sending the Baron minions into that. Gawa not even caring. Gawa once again proving why his Scion is not to be trifled with, not to be messed with, not to be taken lightly. Because he just eats damage like it's nothing. Flamio walking this mid lane. The equalizer with the slows coming from Sejuani made it very easy for him to get a very good equalizer off, but it seems as though CCO might be able to pick off Hogs here, and he does. Being traded back to them, which means 3 members for 1 on the side of endgame, and looking to end the game.
Definitely. Now, endgame has 2 options. They can rotate top and try to get that top inhib as well, which it seems like that's what they're going to be doing.
Play. Yeah, when you put 2 front lines in front of Soraka, it's very difficult to do anything, because she can keep anybody and everybody alive around her.
For sure.
Now, with all 3 inhibitors down for the Nancy Drew Crew, all that it takes is just one good push from endgame, one grouped push from endgame to end this. Because I don't think that they're going to wait for another dragon, for the Elder Dragon or the Baron to spawn.
Definitely, especially with that 12k gold lead, they have a lot of just gameplay that they can do here. Either just go on a full fight with little resistance from Nancy Drew Crew.
Super minions pushing in from every single lane. Only a top tower, a top tier 1 tower to Nancy Drew Crew's name.
Red team's inhibitors respawning soon.
Gao pushing in the bot minions. Or not even pushing in the bot minions, just walking in because that bot inhibitor is respawning, but I don't even think that they really care, just walking right up to it. Emo
There's
being
very
taken
little that
down
Nancy Drew Crew can do here.
And with only 4 members alive, immediately CCO getting locked down by Slamuel. People are going down left and right. The knockup landing from Yasuo, but it doesn't seem like anything is helping. CCO
we
trying
do see
desperately
how
to make
strong.
things happen.
Feral Hog's just being so strong, being able to kill Mordekaiser by himself.
And that looks like it will be the end of the game, as while houses are on sale, continues to try to put down damage. Endgame proving that they wanted the number 2 seed, wanted to hold on and secure that number 2 seed for them.
Definitely, just a very overall well-performed game by endgame. all those rotations and just knowing where exactly they have to be for which objectives. Very nice to watch that game.
Yeah, the end game rotations was really what sealed the deal, because it seemed as though Nancy Drew had opportunities to where they wanted to take this game into their control, even despite the early game setback for Emo, who was in the jungle. It just was not able to be recovered enough by the rest of the team to make anything happen, because all these rotations were just so good, and they were running into these 4v5, 4v4, 4v3 fights, outnumbered because of the rotation of Bo and Slamuel. But I think that will do it. It seems as though we are going to be able to get an interview with Bo here. Give it a minute or two to retrieve him. Okay, so we are able to get Bo, which means second before he actually here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, he is here. I didn't hear the noise thing from Discord. Thanks, Discord, for being useless. But tell me, where do you think the game turned for you? Like, were you like, okay, this game is mine. I get to walk around and do whatever I want.
Somewhere after they took first dragon, we rotated. They went for Rift Herald. I think a minute or so after Rift Dragon was taken. And I was able to steal the Rift Herald from Skarner, because I don't know if he had Smite or not. I have no idea what happened, to be honest. And then I got a bunch of tower platings for free. And because I was able to break myself out of the lane and kind of just rotate with my jungler and just play for the rest of the map.
Have you played the Rumble versus Mordekaiser matchup before?
In top lane, not in mid lane.
How much different is it in mid lane than it is in top?
It's a little scary, I think, for both sides. It depends on really like how we're playing around cooldowns, because top lane is a longer lane, so you can run down people a lot easier if they make a mistake. Mid lane is a little bit more careful. There's a little bit more leniency for making those kind of errors. Although if jungler's around, then not so much. But I think it's pretty even. I think Rumble has a bit of an advantage only because he has a slightly better range, just a little bit better range, and his training windows are a little less clear than Mordekaiser's are.
And then before we get to my last question, I do have to ask you how you guys, how the comms were in that game, like in terms of the rotations and like figuring out like when you would make TP plays, and how satisfied you are with those.
Yeah, I think we were pretty much okay with it. We were trying to prep everything, 30 seconds to a minute in advance. We want to be like at Dragon, 30 seconds before it actually spawns, prepping everything. Setting up the waves, making sure that everything's pushing if possible, so we don't lose too much. Everywhere else was pretty good. Everybody was on the same page.
Good. And then last but not least, how do you feel about securing the second seed? Or pretty much securing the second seed.
Yeah, it feels good, Got back a lot of our confidence. We actually got to play with Feral Hogs finally, so it's a good way to end it off.
I mean, you'll probably be running this rematch back, and hopefully, Nancy Drew Crew will have a full squad this time, which will make it probably a little bit more difficult with the synergies of the original squad.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it kind of sucks to have subs.
How do you feel about that, though? Possibly having to play them again for the first seed, for the first game of the playoffs.
I don't think too much for change in terms of like decision making. I think we'll have to play a little bit better. Like we won't be able to snowball probably as hard as we did that game. Because their communication will be a little bit better if they have 5, and so maybe they'll be able to compensate for what they did today and like have that lack of communication. And really just identifying what they can and can't do.
Okay. But I think that'll do it for me, and that will end week 6, day 1 of the ALS. Oh, I mean, yeah, that'll do it for week 6, day 1 of the ALS. Thank you for allowing us to interview you.
Yep, no problem.
And I will see you all tomorrow. Not exactly bright and early, but about noon tomorrow for our first game.